Babinec is the candidate. He's the Reform Party candidate, and the exact name of his party, I should know this by now.
It's the Upstate Jobs Party.
Upstate Jobs Party line. Now the deal was he had to get a significant amount of signatures in order to get that line actually on the ballot, and they did it just recently. And Martin Babinec is on the line right now. Martin, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, congratulations on getting that line on the ballot. That's a big task.
Well, we are winding its way through the certification process, so this is the first step of getting the petitions in. And yes, we did turn in 10,000 signatures, which we believe is the most that's ever been turned in for a congressional race. And to do that without having the support of a major party, no list of volunteers, starting with no organization, we think it is a pretty good accomplishment. And at the same time, we are in the process of being challenged on some of those signatures. So, this is the trail that an independent blazes. As it seems at every turn, my opponents are very interested in trying to keep me out of the race.
Well, at least on the reform line, you're there, right?
Yes, indeed.
That was made official a week or two ago.
Yes, that was certified, so I am on the ballot for the general election. But I feel pretty strongly about what we're trying to do with creating this Upstate Jobs Party. It's always been the plan, and I remain confident we're going to get there.
You talked about the number of signatures. I mean, you left yourself a significant amount of wiggle room if any of those are thrown out. You only needed, 3,500?
3,500, yes.
And you got 10,000. So even if some are...
That's pretty big.
Yeah, we're going to get there. I'm not worried.
So the OD has a big story today with Congressman Hanna, and the question was posed to the congressman, who would you like to see replace you? You can guess who this comment was made about. If Richard Hanna, or actually, he said it would not be Claudia Tenney. Her response to that was, if Richard Hanna was so interested in being involved in Congress and concerned about this race, why didn't he stay in and fight the fight himself? Your quote, because he called you a candidate who is qualified. Your quote was, of course, I'm pleased that Congressman Hanna would put me out there as a candidate who is qualified. You want to comment on that a little further?
Well, I have a lot of respect for Congressman Hanna and the job that he has done in serving our district his 3 terms. And he is a person who has been independently minded, as we know, for his term in office. And that has worked, I think, to the benefit of the voters in this district. I appreciate his having mentioned that I'm qualified. I remain very confident that I've got some things to offer that will, in some ways, have its parallels to leadership that he's provided, but also some things that are different and unique to what I bring to the table. So I'm looking forward to continuing this race and having a contact with a lot of voters. I appreciate his putting me in the qualified box, and meanwhile, I just got to get my message out and have as much contact as I can with as many voters as I can.
So the congressman started a bit of a firestorm when he came out and said not only will he not vote for Donald Trump, but he is going to be endorsing Hillary Clinton. Several Republicans have come out and have said, maybe not gone that far, but certainly have come out and said that based on the comments that have been made, the things that have been said by Donald Trump, that they will not support Donald Trump in November. Are you ready? Are you prepared to do that? Have you made up your mind on Donald Trump?
No, I have not. As I've expressed in our prior conversations on this, I have concerns about both candidates. Clearly, there are things that they bring to the table, but there are issues on the negatives that very definitely put me in a mind that I'm not ready to make a decision yet.
All right. And could this race be similar to the presidential race? You have a relative unknown in Kim Myers, who's on the Democratic line. But Claudia Tenney certainly has a great deal of support, but at the same time, she has many foes, and there's a great deal of resistance and negatives out there about Assemblywoman Tenney. Very similar to the presidential race. Does that leave a door open for you, for those that really aren't interested in either one? And here you are, Martin Babinec, sitting there, ready to go. What are your thoughts?
Well, I've always believed that the voters are going to make a pick that is in their best interest, and we'll look carefully at the differences between the candidates. And where I differ compared to my opponents is probably having a track record of actually getting some things done. Because ultimately, whoever we put in office, we want not just to cast votes, and where someone stands on policy is, of course, important, but also to provide good constituent service. And Congressman Hanna has done a good job at that, as well as his predecessors. But I think the third pillar that the congressional role really is about is providing leadership and bringing parties together, and maybe even with some new initiatives that would reflect the opportunity of, in my particular case, as you know, creating jobs. Because in the course of my speaking with voters, what we do in the job environment is top of mind, number one issue. So I don't just talk about these are the things that I think are important, but I like to think that I've got a track record that would show I have been very active in helping other people start companies, which in turn create jobs, and that there is much that we can do in the environment we have here in this district and throughout upstate New York that can reverse and at least slow down the outstream of our top talent that leaves the area that is, in fact, our best hope for creating more jobs that will lift a lot of boats.
I want to ask you, a lot of people are still very intrigued as to where you align yourself, whether it would be a little more to the right, a little more to the left. Can you tell me, in previous elections, which presidential candidates did you support? For instance, Obama and Romney. Are you able to tell us who you supported there?
I definitely supported Mitt Romney.
Okay. Yes. And then George W. Bush. Did you support Bush?
I did.
Okay. So you feel you'd say because I know you were trying to get on the Republican line. Would you describe yourself as someone who leans Republican?
I would say that certainly on matters of fiscal policy, I'm going to be a little bit more to the right, and that is befitting the profile of the people who have held this office for many decades in this district. But maybe on some other issues, a little bit more to the center. I've talked about some of those things like the environment, the importance of the right to privacy. Certain other issues might be considered a little bit more moderate. And again, that is in keeping what the tradition has been for whoever has been successful in this seat.
Yeah.
One of your challengers, Claudia Tenney, is texting into the program. I would just like your reaction on two things, if you could. She's claiming you've spent over $1.5 million on the campaign so far. She's also questioning, saying that you've maxed out donations personally and through your super PAC with donations to Hillary Clinton. Can you respond to that?
Well, I don't have a super PAC. I don't know what she's talking about there, and I haven't made any donations to Hillary Clinton since 2008. All right, so got me on that one, and that's an interesting opportunity that she's texting into a radio program. We're not even having a debate. That's very interesting.
Maybe it opens the door for a debate.
We're looking forward to it. We do have some debates on the schedule, no question about it. I'll have a chance to speak my mind, but with regards to funding, I don't really worry about it. I'm going to do what it takes to see this race through, and I have made the commitment not to take any special interest PAC money. I would point out that my opponents in this race have both really taken a lot of dollars from special interest PACs, and those come with a certain amount of expectation of what's going to come in return. So I believe that's a corruptive influence in the electoral process and something that I've really been pretty outspoken about. So I'm going to stay true to my values here.
You have certainly spent, and you're spending your own money. This is a self-funded campaign?
I would say that it is going to be largely self-funded.
Yeah.
I have certainly received contributions from individuals, which I welcome. But I have made the decision that in order to really be effective at getting my message out, as you know, when I started this race, there were very few people that were aware of my name. And I've come to appreciate that name identification is something that is essential. No matter how good someone's message is, if the message doesn't get out there and get heard, you really don't have a chance to be successful in a congressional race. So this is a district that has 3 different media markets. It's a very large geography. It is challenging. And so even with a good message and even with a lot of effort to get out there and attend events and get to meet a lot of people, there are 494,000 voters in this district. So it's a lot of ground to cover, and advertising is one of the ways to get the message out there, but certainly not the only way, and I like to think I'm active on a lot of other fronts that is helping to spread the word of our candidacy.
Talking to Martin Babinec. He's running on at least 2 lines, the Reform Party line, and it looks like his own Upstate Jobs party line. And who's donating to you? What type of person is out there? And you say these are smaller individual donations. Who's are these people that might be Republicans who cannot vote for Claudia Tenney? Who are your supporters?
I certainly don't look to identify what their political affiliation would be, but they come from all walks of life, so to speak. They are people that believe in my message, and not only the message of a better path to create jobs, but importantly, there's been a very strong attraction to my candidacy from the standpoint of being an independent. In most years, running for Congress as an independent would be considered a pretty insane move. But this year, there is no question the anger that voters are having with what's happened in at the top of the ticket on both sides has created an interest and a receptivity for independent candidates that we've not seen before. That was something that I assessed at the very beginning and was something that I believed would continue to unfold that would be favorable to an independent candidate. And so those are people that gravitate towards my candidacy, as well as people from both the Democratic side and the Republican side. So, this is the beauty of being an independent. It's not like I cater to just one audience. I have a message that does have broad appeal.
In fairness, I do have to say that I know the Assemblywoman is texting in that you're spending a lot of money and you've spent all this money. I don't know. You don't have the luxury of earned media that as an Assembly person does, like she has. She also has a budget of direct mail pieces, which seems to have been saved up. A lot of her mail pieces that have gone out are Assembly mail pieces, which are a part of her budget. So I don't know, in fairness, how people would know who you are or that you're even running unless you spend a lot of money. People don't know you.
Yeah, it is a big challenge because, again, of the geography and the number of voters that there are. So it's necessary to get out there, and this is a challenge for anyone running for any office, no question about it.
The debates. You mentioned that you're up for debates. Do you have any dates locked in as of yet?
Yes, I believe we've got 3 different dates that have been confirmed for, I believe, one at Herkimer County Community College, one at Mohawk Valley Community College, and one up in Rome.
Right.
So we're getting out there, and I believe there will be more to follow.
Got it. All right, Martin Babinec, we appreciate your time. Hold on.
We just had one listener question.
Quick question.
If somebody did want to donate to your campaign, is there a number and or website that they can do that at?
All the information is at babinecforcongress.com.
Babinec, Babinec, for Congress.com.
That's
All
it.
right, Martin, thanks so much for your time.
All right, thank you.